What's going on, guys? Welcome to day 2 of our March Mashness. I'm Brian.
Amanda. Mike.
I'm Jennifer.
Yesterday, Super Mario Odyssey took the title for Best Video Game of Nintendo. Today, we're going to be doing Sony. And me and Mike we're fans of Sony.
Big fans.
We own PS4s and we're PS4 for life until the next generation comes out.
Internal argument between Amanda and Mike about
All
finances.
Right. So first matchup is Crash Bandicoot versus Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is a racing game, and it's probably the best selling that has been on.
It's like the best racing.
Oh, I'm sorry, racing simulator. And it's probably the best racing simulator on the on any Sony system, since it's exclusive to Sony. And then Crash Bandicoot is one of my favorite games of all time. I believe it's Naughty Dog's first video game, if I'm correct.
So I don't know a lot about Gran Turismo.
Crash Bandicoot.
I vote Crash Bandicoot.
Ooh. I like racing games too, but I've only played Crash Bandicoot. Ooh.
I like Gran Turismo because it's a really cool simulator.
Crash Bandicoot was the very first game from Naughty Dog, so
fact checked.
Is that Gran? I don't know how to pronounce it. Gran.
For Gran.
Is that like Need for Speed or no?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No,
I'm gonna go Crash Bandicoot then.
Yeah, Need for Speed's the one I know.
Crash Bandicoot moves on in the very first matchup of the Sony round. All right, next matchup is Spyro the Dragon versus The Last of Us.
Spyro. I like Spyro too, a lot. Spyro's a game I know from my childhood. It's just one I really like a lot. I like dragons.
Spyro is an easy game to play. It's very the hardest thing to do is to catch that little bastard that has the egg. That's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, that's what made it so much fun. It was like Super Mario Odyssey with a bunch of different worlds.
The first 10 minutes are just like the hardest thing to go through.
Yeah, this game was pretty cool. Yeah, whatever my wife says.
Going into like the mechanics of it, because the story of it is just, it's a post-apocalyptic, which is really fun to talk about right now during quarantine. Which, by the way, is a funny story. I like how Resident Evil 3 came out during this quarantine.
Right, dude.
And then they're talking about like, oh, the joke is, quote, COVID-20 is going to be the zombie apocalypse.
Don't even joke about that, bro.
Not. But
can't even handle being in our own houses. How are we going to handle zombies?
I feel like more people would be...
Jesse's waiting for the zombies. He's waiting for them to come.
I feel like more people would be ready for zombies than they would be quarantine.
My friend is like, Walking Dead got me prepared for this, guys. Let's go.
But I would have to choose The Last of Us. I think it's just an overall better game, and it's a much more fun experience to play. I killed a bug.
Ew.
Oh man.
That was Spyro. That was Spyro that was going down there.
So you have Last of Us. What did you vote for, Brian?
Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Last of Us. I vote Spyro.
I've not played either, so I'm gonna use the poll to help me out. Spyro outbeat Last of Us. I'm gonna do Spyro.
All right, Spyro moves on then.
Oh yay!
We're getting an early match with the two icons. Up next, we have SpiderMan PS4, probably the best Spider-Man game of all time, versus Final Fantasy VII.
Spider-Man, all the way, dude.
I do not like Final Fantasy. I've never liked MMOs or RPGs. I've never enjoyed those type of games. Spider-Man is one of my favorite games of all time, and it just came out 2 years ago. I have to go with Spider-Man.
I really like Spider-Man. Everyone tried to force me to like Final Fantasy, and it got so much that I just don't like it because everyone tried to force it on me. So, yeah, out of pure rage against Final Fantasy, I vote Spider-Man. I enjoyed watching it being played. Dude, Spider-Man is like watching a Spider-Man movie. Literally, playing the game is like watching a movie.
Did you fail hard? Oh. Oh, it's really intense.
Yeah.
It's like playing a Marvel movie. It's really good.
Yeah. This Spider-Man game is like the best Spider-Man game
No,
out there.
Insomniac.
I cannot stop raving about this game. I play it all day, every day, hours on end. Yeah, I know you do.
Because what Last of Us did is they wanted to put you in like hell, like as quick as possible.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man, you start out by fighting the Kingpin, and you feel like a legitimate hero, and then it just gets harder as it goes on, and you do all these crazy things, and you end up fighting the person that you thought was one of your friends and stuff like that. And no, it's not the Green Goblin. So I'll just tell you that right now. He's not. It's crazy.
There's so much you could do, like free swinging throughout the city.
Oh, I saw it. It's gonna be sweet. But no, my vote is for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Because it's just like playing a Marvel movie. I mean, there's no other choice. Yeah, I enjoy
I played the
Spider-Man.
first one. I didn't like it.
I'm just gonna go with Spider-Man because I don't know what Final Fantasy even is, so I'm not gonna bother with.
Yeah, Final Fantasy is
Okay.
just RPG.
I'll just go with Spider-Man. You don't have to waste your breath on it.
All right, so it's unanimous Spider-Man. Oh, from the Japanese and weeb community. Oh, we're gonna get a lot of hate from that.
Yeah. Even at Colossicon, there's so much Final Fantasy everywhere. All the time.
Up next for the final part of this first part of the Sony bracket, we have God of War PS4, which is the newest God of War game, versus Uncharted 2: A Thief's End.
Uncharted is like one of the biggest games out there.
Mike, you're missing out so much, man. It's such a good game. It's the easiest way to describe Uncharted is it's Indiana Jones as a video game. You're playing Indiana Jones, except his name is Nathan Drake, and there's a lot more crazy shit that happens.
Yeah, see.
I love the Uncharted series. I've played the series for I've beaten those games at least 6 times each, and there's 4 games of it.
Yeah, there's so many games, but God of War still beats out of.
And then a week later, I give it back to you.
You keep borrowing it from me, yeah. Yeah, God of War. Yeah, I don't really know what either of the games are. God of War has to do with like the different mythologies and stuff like that. So.
And boy.
Yeah, God of War has to do with this one is in Norse mythology.
No, the story of God of War, going back to the first one, is Kratos gave his life to Ares, the god of war, and what happened is that the gods betrayed him, and he ends up killing his wife and daughter.
Okay.
So he's on a mission to kill the god of war Ares, and the gods in the first game are actually helping him to kill Ares. And then in the second game, he gets betrayed by Zeus. And then in the third game, it's complete just bullshit action, which you kill all the Greek gods. You kill Poseidon.
Yeah, there's so much.
Yeah, you climb the Titan Gaia. And then you kill the Titan Kronos.
Kronos is big bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like mythologies and of different gods and goddesses, so I think I would vote for God of War.
And it's cool to go to Norse mythology with this, but what else is also really awesome is that the story itself is probably the best story that God of War has done.
Yeah, this one's like the biggest one of them.
At this point, Kratos becomes a father again, and he has to figure out how to raise his son without his wife being there anymore because she dies in the beginning of the game. They go through.
You're such a tearjerker.
I think they go to Alfheim, and then they go to Helheim, and they go to different areas of the trees of the tree of life, or whatever the hell it's called. You meet the world serpent. God of War is God of War is probably the best PS4 game of all time.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
even more than
funny because
Spider-Man.
God of War got votes and Uncharted 2 got 0 votes on the poll.
It did, and that's because most people didn't. Uncharted 2 is the best of the Uncharted series. It's one of the best games I've ever played, and more people need to give that thing respect. But going up against God of War,
Not a chance.
no chance. God of War wins.
Yeah, so my vote's God of War.
I'm going to go with the votes since I don't really know anything about either, so I'm doing God of War.
All right, God of War moves on. That's going to be a fun matchup, too.
We're going to have a lot of
What,
haters on this video.
The Thor one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go back to your home in God of War after you're done with the missions, and they hear this loud thundercrack outside, and somebody's knocking at their door. And they go outside, and Kratos yells, "Who are you?" And they pan back. Really quickly, a really cool thing about this game is that it's all done in one shot. There's no cutscenes.
Nice.
Literally no cutscenes. It's all done in one shot. It's amazing. But they pan back, and you see a man standing there, and his cape flows back, and you see Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, which is just making up for the next sequel for God of War, which is going to come out in like 2024. Because they're going to make us wait that long for that game, and we all know it's going to sell like hotcakes. And I'm going to buy the collector's edition when it comes out. I already have the collector's edition for the first one.
Yeah, good games take a long time.
But anyways, going back to our bracket,
Mm-hmm.
now we're moving into the final four. And the first matchup, this is a huge matchup. This is the Battle of the Titans. Crash Bandicoot versus Spyro the Dragon.
I vote Spyro.
I have to go Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot was such a fun game, and I would have to say the theme music for Crash Bandicoot is iconic. Because I'm also a huge fan of Naughty Dog. I don't think they can do any wrong.
Yeah, they can do no wrong. So I think my vote Crash
You're
Bandicoot.
going Spyro over Crash?
Oh no, I'm gonna go Spyro. Yeah, I'm gonna go Spyro.
So I lost count. So is there 3 for Spyro right now, or only 2?
2.
2 for
Two?
Spyro. I'm for Crash.
I was gonna go with Crash Bandicoot.
You might say I'm Spyro's
All right, so we gotta do a tiebreaker.
Lots of stuff about Crash Bandicoot
It
versus Spyro.
is, but I feel like Crash is a lot easier to play. To me, it is, but it's a lot more adventurous with what they do, especially when you get the power-ups like the mask, like I think it's Uka. I think his name is.
On the poll, Crash Bandicoot beat out Spyro. So.
Of course.
So Crash Bandicoot moves on to the final 2. And up next, now this is the one that me and Mike are probably gonna have the biggest argument about. SpiderMan PS4 versus God of War PS4.
I'm gonna vote for God of War.
Out of those two,
I just really like mythology. God of War is really good, but I really, really like Spider-Man. Because I am hot for Spider-Man. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I could just go on and on about
Titan was Greek.
Yeah, completely. Totally.
I
I just really like God of War's art style and stuff like that. And there's so much more in-depth things with God of War. I think I'm gonna have to go with God of War.
I think for me, it comes down to the gameplay mechanics. Like the stories in both of them are just phenomenal. Especially when you get deeper into both of them. It's when you see the connection that Kratos and Atreus have, and then when you see what Spider-Man has to go through Peter Parker, and you meet Miles Morales and you get back together with MJ and stuff like that, you go through a whole bunch of emotions. So for me, it comes down to mechanics. The weapons in God of War, the gameplay for them are amazing, especially the Leviathan axe. Because I like the Leviathan axe better than his old Blades of Chaos. And that's saying something because the Blades of Chaos were amazing.
Those Blades of Chaos were lit, but
yeah, it has it's like Mjolnir. When you call it back, it comes back to you. You can throw it and it keeps going. The mechanics of both games, but when you go to Spider-Man, you actually feel like you're swinging through New York. You're doing the web sling.
You can spend hours swinging.
It's just it's the best web slinging of all time, and there was literally a time there where I would have this game,
Pew pew pew,
and I would just web sling for hours. Literally, I did one day. I timed myself to see how long I can do this without getting bored, and I web sling for 3 hours.
Yeah, I could web sling for days. Amanda's watched me.
Yeah, exactly. I have to go with Spider-Man in this. I love God of War. It's my favorite video game on PS4, but I have to go with Spider-Man.
I think I'm gonna change my vote to Spider-Man.
Oh, so you changed your vote?
Yeah, I'm allowed to change my mind. I don't just follow Amanda blindly.
Me and you have had this conversation about who's a better Peter Parker and who's a better Spider-Man in the live action.
Tobey Maguire.
No, it's Tom Holland.
No, we're not getting into.
Well, no, hold on, because I'm going somewhere with this. Can we agree that the best Spider-Man is the PS4 Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yes,
we can agree on that.
He's the best Spider-Man, and that's saying something. So my vote is for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Exactly. Spider-Man
The
PS4 is my vote.
Shuffle back and forth.
Yeah. Gotta move it. Move it. Readjusting.
I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
3-1 Spider-Man wins. That's an upset too. That's a huge upset.
So now it's Crash Bandicoot against Spider-Man.
This is a good matchup too, because the very first video game I ever played was Crash Bandicoot. That's the very first one I've ever played. I love the mechanics in it, and it's only got better with its re-release when they redid everything in it. It's such an easy game, and it's such a nostalgic feel for Crash Bandicoot. And then you get onto Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex, which just ups the ante with it, and then you get into Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is also they're all fantastic games. He lost his way a little bit there during the PS2 era with all the. Do you remember when he had tattoos? When Crash Bandicoot had tattoos? Yeah, he had tattoos.
What?
They literally went the whole New Zealand thing and gave him like tribal marks on his arms, which is weird because he's furry. He's an actual Bandicoot.
Are they painted or are they like pinned in?
So the first 3 games were amazing for Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man is just a much better game.
I vote Spider-Man. Spider-Man's what I'm familiar with. Yeah. Spider-Man is just better gameplay, better graphics. Totally. I just gotta give it to Spider-Man.
I have to go with Spider-Man. So Spider-Man wins the Sony bracket, and he moves on to the Final Four.
Peter, it's time to get up.
Rated T for teen.
Man, that was fun. That was a fun part of the bracket. That was a good one. But we will be back tomorrow with our Microsoft bracket. So stay tuned for more March Mashness. All right. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.